Whoa, ladies and gentlemen, we have made it to draft day. Welcome back to TDPHINSTALK, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. Yes, we're live early, man. I'm going to be honest with you. I wasn't going to go live, and I was like, man, Stephen D's not live for his morning show. And y'all go check out Clock Blocker's #1 morning show. But they're not live this morning. I said, man, I'm finna go ahead and take care of this. I know we got Dolphin fans starving for good content. So here I am. I'm live. And we got breaking news out of Miami. The Miami Dolphins pick up Christian Wilkins, 5th-year option. There's no surprise there. I've been telling y'all that for the last few days that his 5th-year option has to be picked up within 7 days. I told y'all that about 3 days ago. And there you have it. They just picked up the 5th-year option. They can't let this man walk. It just wouldn't make any sense to not pick it up and then sit there and face him becoming a free agency in 2023. Not gonna happen, all right? And you definitely don't want to franchise tag him because you're gonna be paying Aaron Darnold money. No, that's not happening, okay? All right. But somebody said it looks like Wilkins is staying. A 5th-year option has nothing to do with a guy staying, okay? As a matter of fact, it actually makes a trade for him more appealing for another team, because when you pick up the 5th-year option, you have yet another year at a cheaper price than what a real deal would get him. You have another year that you can spread out the big money. So if we traded him today, like, let me help y'all out. If you traded him today and the team that picks him up, they wouldn't be signing him a new deal. They'd be giving him an extension. Let's just hypothetically go crazy here and say they gave him a 2-year, $100 million contract. Just hypothetically. I want to use 100 so that we understand what I'm saying. If they give him a 2-year, $100 million contract, that's $50 million each year. But since it's an extension, what happens is it's not 2 years, $100 million. You get to use this year, 2023, and 2 more years in that $100 million. So you technically have 4 years you get to spread it out. That's the benefit of picking up a 5th-year option, because you can go ahead and give a big deal, and now you have flexibility to spread it out over a larger area. So that's why guys on a 5th-year option are appealing to a team that wants to trade to them, because even though they'll need big money, somebody said $25 million a year, not quite, because you still have this year's contract, which I don't know what the numbers are. I'll look it up in a second. Plus you have next year's 5th-year option. You would have to put all that money together. So say this year is $10 million and next year is $15 million. It's technically a 4-year, $125 million contract. So therefore, you're looking at about 31.25 a year. But that's not $50 million a year. You see what I'm saying there? So you have the flexibility where you can stretch it out longer. That's why you pick up the 5th-year option. Now, this isn't only for a team that you trade with. You can do it for yourself. So the Miami Dolphins picking up a 5th-year option, we already knew 2 weeks ago that they came out and said they're aggressively trying to work on a long-term deal for Christian Wilkins. Obviously, there's been some snags in that area, because we would have seen the 5th-year option been picked up and the new deal extension already in place. But the deal still hasn't been done. So therefore, they picked up the 5th-year option because the deadline is coming and they're trying to still work on the deal. And if they can get the deal done, it will give us flexibility. It's like, again, you get 2 extra years to spread the money. It gives us flexibility. But if they can't work on the deal, it also gives them the flexibility to trade them. You don't have to worry about any of the money, but the draft capital will be even stronger because it's a favorable contract situation wherever he's going. But even if he goes somewhere else, it still works for us too. What's up, Willow Ends from Twitch? I got my Twitch family in here. That's what's up, man. I'm a Facebook family in the house. YouTube, as always, this is the home base. Y'all hit that like button. Don't forget to punch that like button. We got 173 people in here, but we only got 49 likes. Hit the like button, ladies and gentlemen. Let me see here. Y'all give me a second. I'm gonna pull up the contract. Christian Wilkins contract. All right, let's see what we're looking at for the next 2 years. So that way we know what the money is looking like. So basically this year, Christian Wilkins is due. See, man, this is crazy. Christian Wilkins is due $4.9 million, pretty much $5 million. Christian Wilkins is due $5 million this year. Picking up the 5th-year option is a $10.7 million load. So $11 million. So when you put them together, the next 2 years is only $16 million, right? So let's do some math here. Let's just hypothetically say Christian Wilkins is going to get $17 million a year on a 4-year deal, right? Let's just throw that out there. So 17 times 4, that's $68 million, right? You take the $68 million, you add the $16 million here, 78, 84. That's $84 million if you did a 4-year, $68 million deal. That's 78. I keep on forgetting it. $84 million, but it's through 6 years. It's through 6 years. So 84 million divided by 6, 14 million per year. Now, here's the funny thing about it. On that contract extension, right? Because the rest of his money is guaranteed, by the way. On the contract extension, 4 years, 68 million, you might only guarantee 40 million. So the truth is the 40 plus the 16, that's 56 million in guarantees. If his annual is 14 a year, what Miami, he would basically be under contract guaranteed for 3 more years of guaranteed money. He would have about 3 years worth of guaranteed money. It'll be about $48 million he'd be guaranteed. The rest of them, he got to make it the year 4 and 5 and 6. If that makes sense. So That's what you can expect when Miami signs the deal. And they may backload it because you still got Tyreek and all of those other guys' deals. So they may backload the deal to where his biggest chunk comes in 2024, the first year of the big deal. His big chunk comes there. They may backload it. All right. But I will say this. I need to go to Spotrac for the team. I want to see what that did to our cap space for next year, because I believe it's changed now. 2023, because we were negative 4 million next year. Now I got to see what we'll be now. All right, now we're negative 6.6 million. There you have it. As of right now, we are negative 6.6 million. And I don't know if that includes Christian Wilkins' money. I don't think it does. Honestly, to think about it now, it doesn't. We're negative 6.6. He's going to be a cap hit of 10 now because we picked up the 5th-year option. We might be negative 16 million now going into next season because he wasn't under contract next season. He wasn't under contract. But we picked up the 5th-year option. Our cap space next year will be about negative 16 million when it's all said and done. Now, when they do the extension, they'll adjust that. They'll make it like 1 million against him and then push it out to the future. So they'll get flexibility. But that's what it gives you. All right. Is he worth 13 million a year till he's 33? I mean, it's interesting you're asking that question. Well, you have to understand, again, that deal won't take him to 33. It just looks like it will. No, and by the way, excuse me, I'm corrected. That does include his 10 million next year, which means that that only means that they've already worked some deals, because Christian Wilkins 10 million is accounted for already next year. That means they already did some restructures or something to where they saved money, but now they're back in the negative because they were negative 4 million a week and a half ago. But this Christian Wilkins 5th-year option means that they went ahead and this means that they had made some adjustments to get under the cap for next year, but now they're back over by 6 million. So it's not going to be negative 16. We're just at negative 6 million at this time, ladies and gentlemen, for next year. And they'll figure out ways to get some cap space and make some room next year. A whole bunch of these guys get cut. You know, we might move off of Byron. All of that stuff might happen. It's just going to be tough. That's why it's going to be so important for this offense to be so great this year. Because here's what y'all got to say. If the offense isn't great, you feel comfortable moving off of Byron Jones next year? What if we have the same type of year where the defense is carrying us and the offense is lackluster? But we win games, but we know it's because of the defense. Are y'all going to be good with saying get rid of Byron Jones to cure the cap? That's what you got to think about. The defense absolutely has to perform great this year, because if they don't, it's a wrap. If they don't, it's a wrap, man. We're in trouble. Big time trouble. Iceman, you have no clue how much these athletes sacrifice to make it. You sound like a kid. Nobody owes you well to work harder. I don't know what y'all talk about. Wilkins never played like a first-round pick. Last year he did, but I will be honest with you, man. The first 2 years he didn't. But it doesn't matter. Last year he came into it. That's all that matters, man. Listen, that's why Tua this year, he hadn't played like a first-round pick. But if he comes into it this year, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. And as long as in 3 years you get that first-round production, you don't have to get it day one. To be honest, the debate and the fight is really between people, the people who obsess about Tua and say that, he was going to be great from day one and that didn't happen. So people pick on that, and that's what they call the Tua haters. So that's really what it is. But the reality is he's come up to the season where he has to perform, and if he does, all is well. All is forgiven. It wouldn't even nothing even need to be forgiven because it's all good. This is what we would have wanted. But if he doesn't perform, failure. If he doesn't play great football, it's a failure. It's just the reality. So it is what it is. It is what it is. We're already in trouble with that dude behind center. Oh my gosh, y'all don't like Dieter. Y'all don't like Dieter. I think it'll be all cool. Please, y'all hit the like button. We got 242 people watching, but we only got 92 likes. If y'all could please hit the like button for the channel, it'll be greatly appreciated. Thank y'all so much. Wilkins is average at best. And that's a Buffalo Bills fan saying that because that couldn't be further from the truth. See, this is what people need to understand. When you played the way you played last year, like a top 10 defensive lineman, interior defensive lineman, and he ended up rated number 6. But when you play that way and you got guys like Aaron Donald and stuff like that, you're not average. You have it in you. And you can continue to get better and better and better. Oh, he said behind center? Oh, that dude behind center is Tua TD. I got you, man. Listen, it is what it is. Let's just, hope that the kid balls out, man. Let's hope the kid balls out. That's all that matters. We got the kid the weapons. We got him some protection. There's no excuse at this point. Maybe this is what it did take. Maybe this is what it took. Maybe he'd be relaxed. His body will be at his best position it's ever been. And he balls out. What's so special about Wilkins? He's better than everybody on your defensive line. How about that, Vlad? Wilkins is a beast. Wilkins gets in the backfield. He led the NFL in tackles for loss last year. He's special. He moves people. He commands double teams. He disrupts the offense. He does everything. So Wilkins is a beast. Y'all know how I am, man. I don't fall in love with players. So I'm one of those individuals that say trade the man and get buku assets and let Zyler rock. Because Zyler is a beast. Zyler has been a great player for the last 3 years. That's how I feel about it. This is how teams profit. You have a starter. He does his job. He's the high priority guy, the former first round pick. And then you got a guy behind him, Zach Zyler, who plays not that many less snaps. Wilkins plays 700 snaps. Zyler played like 530. That ain't no slouch. That's a huge number. It ain't like he played 200 snaps. 530 some snaps. I'm sorry. This is how you profit as a team. You can't pay everybody. So when you have a guy like that, you go maximize your assets with Christian Wilkins, go get some draft picks, and you rock with Zyler at a cheaper price. And now you go use that draft pick to go get a corner to replace Byron next year or something. This is how you win. You can't play the guessing game where y'all sit here and say, hey, we gonna get rid of Byron, and then we be sitting there scratching our head who gonna replace him. Oh, that guy ain't great. Oh, that guy struggles and get beat all the time. Oh, that guy is blah, blah, blah. Sorry. If Zyler was that good, he would be starting. See, this is what people don't understand. Believe it or not, Zyler does start. If you understand our defense, there's games Zyler is out there on the first play. You have to understand. Sometimes they're both on the field at the same time. And don't forget, you also drafted Raekwon Davis. And most of y'all don't know this, but Emmanuel Ogbah is actually a inside guy. We're using him on the outside. Emmanuel Ogbah is actually an interior defensive lineman. I know a lot of people don't know that because they used to him being on the outside for us. He's actually even more effective on the inside. GG, Tua has to be top 10 with all these weapons this year. He can't look average. TD in the AFC is going to be tough depending what the Jets do in draft. Man, I ain't gonna lie, man. The Jets look like they're about to draft that kid Evans. They're gonna have one of the best O-lines in the NFL. If they get away with giving that number 10th pick for Deebo, I don't care what none of y'all say. I keep telling y'all better look out for the Jets. And I hate it. But y'all better look out for them. Y'all better look out for them. Let me see. Can we pressure without the zero blitz? No, we can't. We can't. We haven't. At least we haven't shown that we can. We create zero pressure without showing a zero look. That's the issue that I have with this D-line. They don't get any organic pressure. We always got to look like we're in a zero and back out just to get somebody to beat their guy because the guy got to guess who's coming. Ogbah is the best edge we have, even better than Phillips. Right now, I agree, J. Rose. I'm just telling you, he's actually an interior guy, and he's better. And he's better in the interior. I'm just letting you know that. Let me see here. But real talk, like I said, I'm the type of guy I would just simply trade Christian, get me a first round pick in a fourth or something like that if I can, and rock with Zyler because you gotta start rotating players, man. You gotta start rotating players. You have to. At some point, you're not going to be able to afford them all. That's just the reality. Just the reality. Show me where Ogbah's history played DT. Oh my gosh. Do you know in the 3-4? Do you know who the defensive end is in the 3-4? See? Do you know where the defensive end is in the 3-4? Depending on how you run it, you can in the 3 down linemen, 2 of those can be defensive ends. See, you got the flex edge that can drop out in coverage and rush the passer. I didn't say he was a defensive tackle. See, what some of y'all need to understand is even when Zyler's in the game, sometimes he's not even in the role of a defensive tackle. Go look up 3-4 defense. All right. You think those are 3 defensive tackles? Hopefully I'm educating some of y'all. How do you balance win now, keep Wilkins, and have an extra stud and play for future, trade Wilkins and get picks, not just in case overall? Let me break that down because it's long. How do you balance win now, keep Wilkins? So who say you can't win now without Wilkins? That's the point that I'm making. If Wilkins wasn't on this team, the production Zyler's given, I don't think you see this drop off. That's the point that I'm making here. If you trade Christian Wilkins, I truly believe that doesn't affect you winning now. It does not affect you winning now. That's the point. And you said and have an extra stud. Have an extra stud? Okay, have an extra one. But you don't have to. And then you brought in those old veterans that are producing very well as well in limited snaps. Those are the guys that can make up for the gap just in case an injury or something happened. That's why this is a situation where I would be going ahead and flipping and moving on to the future. Christian Wilkins can be as high as $17, $18 million a year potentially. It'd be nice to get him at $14 million a year, get the deal done. But he could be as high as 17, 18 million. Might even be more. I'm just saying that. That's just where I see a potential value with the young player at. These things matter, man. And on top of it, again, all of this is predicated off of getting the right deal as far as draft capital for him. A straight up first round pick, yeah, I might keep him. But a first and a fourth or anything greater, first and the third, you got to go. It's not a fall off, in my opinion, at that point. Just my thoughts on it. Ball game said Wilkins hasn't even reached his full potential yet. LOL. I agree with that too. At least we hope he hasn't. But I do agree. I feel like he hasn't even reached his full potential. But again, once you see, the thing is, once you keep him, and here's another thing. Maybe Wilkins know he hasn't reached his full potential yet either. And maybe that's why they're struggling to get a deal done. The report came out 3 weeks ago. The Dolphins are aggressively trying to work on a long-term deal for Christian Wilkins. And last I heard, it ain't going great. Because maybe he know he ain't reached his peak either. Because his peak might put him over $20 million a year. So what if he says, nah, I'm not going to sign this year. Now we're in a fifth year. Now you're losing a little bit of that flexibility to spread the money. And don't let him go to the play his fifth year option and be that dude. But I'll say this. I don't see no Aaron Darnold upside in him. He could be great. He still can have upside. But the whole point of the matter is I don't see no Aaron Darnold upside. So that's just where I'm at with it. And don't forget, like I explained to y'all yesterday, this is not a Mike McDaniel guy. Pick. We're still waiting to see what Mike McDaniel was saying when he said, even if we have to take a little bit away from the defense to make the offense take a huge leap. It's players like Christian Wilkins that can be the out factor on defense because Zyler is so cheap. I don't think Mike McDaniel is going to be coveting certain people if he could use those assets to make the offense just superb. That's why Byron Jones, that's why Christian Wilkins, those two guys, in my opinion, aren't safe. And Jerome Baker, as soon as that guaranteed money is gone, he ain't safe. Ballgame said, why are you comparing him to a unicorn player? No, I'm saying if his value gets in the upper $20 million range, he ain't a unicorn player, so I ain't paying that. That's what I wasn't comparing him. I was actually basically just saying from a money standpoint, if he waits out to get bigger money, you ain't that unicorn, so I ain't giving you that big money, so I need to trade you anyway. Rashad said, Coach said that. Where you been? Hey, hold on. Put it in the comment section. Yes or no? Did you hear when Mike McDaniel said, Even if we have to sacrifice, certain pieces on defense, take a hit for the offense to take a huge jump, we'll do that. Yes or no, if you remember him saying that. Where you been, Rashad? That's why I ain't think they were going to re-sign Ogbah, but they did. So I'm like, it's going to come at some point. I'm just trying to figure out when and who. Somebody said, Cap, he never said that. EM dream about Tua. Be quiet. You don't know what you're talking about. Just because you didn't hear him say it because you ain't been watching every press conference like I do, doing the research like I do, don't mean he ain't say it. Everybody in this comment section is saying, yes, 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 yes. They watched him say it. I watched him say it in a press conference. Those were his words. He said that in his first interview, I think. Now, go back and watch his press conferences so you could be like, oh, he did. Y'all love saying what somebody didn't do, but you weren't even present. Instead of saying he did, when did he do that so you can go verify? You see how society, I'm going to keep on saying that, y'all. Look how society has turned out. This is what people do. Since they ain't hear it, they say that was never said. Instead of saying, when did he say that, TD? So I could tell you, you can go verify and be like, oh, okay, I didn't know that. He did say it. But instead, society got people, he never said that. That's cap. This is what society got people. This is how they react now. He made that clear, LOL. Yeah, man. Kills me. It don't kill me. I actually love it. People be like, TD, man, they be getting under your skin. Don't respond. Don't let them stress you out. Y'all don't understand. These people don't stress me out. They actually help the show. Every opportunity I get to show people how much work I put into this, to prove certain people wrong when I know something is a fact, is always good for the show. All they doing is building my credibility. That's all they doing. So trust me, I don't be flustered. TD, stop responding to people when they hating on you. Nah, TD love clapping back. It's a little fun to me. And I ain't talking about the person who wrote that comment. This wasn't about that, but I'm just saying in general. Just like everybody got mad at me about the Deebo thing yesterday. Hey, I like Tyreek. We got Tyreek. He my guy. Screw Deebo unless he come on this team. But I'm sorry, the man ate like no other has ever ate last year, man. He killed Tyreek numbers, blew him out of the water. I mean, no matter what you threw at me yesterday, there was a rebuttal. Oh, Tyreek didn't get as many targets. Tyreek had 40 more targets than that man. Well, Deebo gets more bubble sweeps. Deebo Samuels have a 1 yard greater depth throws than Tyreek. What are you talking about? Everything they threw. Everything. But people got this thing where if you're in a Dolphin uniform, you're the greatest of all time no matter what. Why don't y'all keep that same energy with Noah Igbenogany? I'm going to start using Noah. Y'all need to keep that same energy with Noah Igbenogany. So when a Chargers fan, when somebody with the Chargers say, man, that guy J.C. Jackson good. No, he ain't better than Noah. Why don't you? That's what I want to hear y'all say. Oh, man. TD, I just came on. Do you think we'll trade for Deebo? I don't know, man. It's going to be a far-fetched situation, man, because at the end of the day, there's some good offers from my understanding that are out there, man. And I keep telling y'all, man, if the Jets get that, man, I'm telling y'all, y'all got to understand, we beat the Jets twice last year by only one touchdown each game, and we were tied going into the fourth quarter each game. They go draft that old lineman in the first round, and they go get Deebo. I'm going to tell y'all now, from an offensive standpoint, depending on Zach Wilson, just like for us, depending on Tua, man, they could be great offensively next year. I wouldn't be surprised. Now, defensively, they'll still struggle. Ball Game said that's one season. LOL. Tyreek been solid for 5 straight seasons. And Ball Game, that's the only thing I gave him yesterday. That's the only thing I gave him. I said, who's the better player career-wise? Tyreek Hill. I said that. I said, but Deebo got a bigger upside at this point. Deebo got a bigger upside. Tyreek has never put the numbers up that Deebo put up last year. But it was 1 year, but that means he still got a bigger upside because he already did what Tyreek never did. And he did it in 15 games. Didn't even play the 17. Just saying. Tyreek Hill. Oh, well, Tyreek get more yards after the catch than Deebo. Tyreek Hill get 4 yards after the catch. Deebo Samuels gets 10 yards after the catch. I was actually shocked when I saw that. I didn't know that. It shocked me. And what shocked me even more, last year, Deebo got 12.1 yards after the catch. Shocked the heck out of me. I had no clue. If you would have had me guess and I would have thought Tyreek was 4, I'd have been like, Deebo might be 5. 10 last year and 12.1 the year before that. No, Deebo will never have a season like he did last year. He didn't even finish the season. What are you talking about? He didn't even finish the season. He only played 15 games in the regular season. Man, and to say he'll never have a season like that again, and it's the first time he was premiered in the offense as the main guy. Sorry. Whew. How you feel about trading them next offseason? Trading who? G Money, elaborate. Who you talking? Trading who? Who you talking about? Let me know what you're talking about. I want to know who you're referring to. Hold on, let me see. All right. Tyreek had 17 touchdowns. Oh, he did? Well, I didn't know that. Let me see. Well, my thing say he had 18. Actually, he had wait, no. No, Tyreek actually had 9 receiving touchdowns. Tyreek had 9 receiving touchdowns. I'm not sure what you're talking about. 7. Then maybe rushing. He may have had rushing touchdowns. Maybe that's what you're referring to. Let me see. He must have had some rushing touchdowns. No, he had 9 touchdowns last year. You're talking about the year before he had 17 touchdowns. He only had 9 touchdowns last year. Just FYI. Tyreek, that is. Scoring. Deebo had 14 touchdowns last year. 14. So he scored 5 more times than Tyreek as well. Now, I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just get this straight. It don't matter what statistical category you bring up from last year. Deebo killed him. He didn't just beat him. He killed him. He didn't just win the battle. He 25% greater in almost every category. Some categories, 250% greater. He killed him. I know it's 1 year, but he killed him last year. You're only as good as your most recent year. What you did in the past years, that maybe that was your peak. Maybe that was your upside. Maybe Tyreek is on the way down. I hope not. Lord Jesus, I hope not. You're only as good as what you did last year in the NFL. That's how that works, ladies and gentlemen. You're as good as you did last year until you prove otherwise. And he killed him. Killed him. I'm sorry. But Deebo was on pace for a historic year. I'm just telling the truth. The man was on pace for a historic year. But why are you picking every negative? Because I can't find the freaking positive. I said you could pick any statistical category you want. Deebo killed them. So why don't you help me pick the positive? Come show me the positive that makes Tyreek better than Deebo last year. I'm not trying to pick the negative, and it ain't negative. Both of them are dogs, but Deebo was just more valuable. He was more valuable. I'm sorry, man. Injury, there you have it. Tyreek didn't get hurt. I mean, I don't know if Tyreek got hurt. Tyreek played all games, so Tyreek didn't get hurt. Deebo did. And Deebo got hurt the year before that too, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I think Deebo got hurt the year before that too. So Tyreek is more durable. Tyreek is more durable than Deebo. That's a positive, and I appreciate whoever gave me that one. Tyreek had a better completion percentage. I'll look the numbers up for you too on that. Give me a second. I gotta find it. %69%. Deebo, 64. Better completion percentage. Bro, are you ever satisfied? Yeah, I'm satisfied every day about everything in life. Very satisfied. Being satisfied has nothing to do with speaking facts. Somebody brought this up yesterday, and I said, well, Deebo is more valuable. And that started a debate, and I just started showing people why. What they got to do with being satisfied. I am satisfied. Did I say anything about Tyreek Hill on this team is an issue or he's not going to do well for us and why he's not good? I never said such thing. I said he's going to be phenomenal for us. He's going to help Tua. He's going to put up his numbers. He's going to ball out. See, the problem is some of y'all just don't like being wrong. No, TD, you don't like being wrong. It's hard to be when you're talking facts. You're just going off of what something else is saying that's factual. These aren't my words. People get mad at me when I'm reading something that's factual and they want to apply it to me because they don't like the fact. Don't be mad at me. Be mad at the fact. You always think you're right. I'm reading a fact. Why wouldn't I? Most of the time you're going off of emotion. Why wouldn't I think I'm right? Somebody said to me, like I said, somebody said to me yesterday, Tyreek way better than Deebo. Tyreek gets more yards after the catch because of his speed. Actually, the facts say he don't even nowhere near get more yards after the catch as Deebo. Now, if we're just talking in straight up opinions on who you think is a better player, you can say Tyreek, I can say Deebo. None of us are right, none of us are wrong. It's our opinion. But when we're talking about just the stats, who gets more yards after the catch? Deebo, fact. Who gets more yards per catch? Deebo, fact. By double almost. Who got more touchdowns last year? Deebo, fact. Who got more targets? Tyreek, and still had less yards than Deebo, fact. Who had more receptions? Tyreek had 40 more receptions than Deebo and got less yards last year, fact. Fact, fact, fact. All running backs have better yards at the catch than wide receivers. What are you talking about? What are you? I don't understand. What are you talking about? Do you know that Deebo Samuels has a further distance where the ball is thrown to him than Tyreek Hill? I don't get what you're talking about. Running backs have a bigger yards at the catch than receivers. He's a wide receiver. Deebo Samuels is a wide receiver. These aren't running back stats. And you can't say, yeah, but he catches it out of the backfield. He has a greater depth of pass than Tyreek Hill. Simple. I don't think it's a fair comparison. One is used way different than the other. You can't compare a guy playing wide receiver to a guy playing utility man for his offense. Yes, I can, because all I'm doing is comparing wide receiver play to wide receiver play. I'm not running the utility when he hands the ball off. I'm not talking about the handoffs. I'm not talking about the 400 and something rushing yards. I'm not talking about that. I am talking about strictly Deebo in the wide receiver position. Forget the running. Forget the extra 400 yards that we don't have to include. Without that, just as a receiver, he kills them in almost every statistical category. Just as a receiver. We're not talking about the rushing yards, the utility. We're not adding those stats. And those stats are what makes him more valuable, by the way. So when we say use differently, Deebo is used like Tyreek and more. So that's what I mean by different. So when you say they're used differently, no, Tyreek just ain't doing what Deebo's doing. Deebo is doing exactly what Tyreek doing, but more. So are they really being used differently? Yeah, because Tyreek ain't doing what Deebo's doing. But Deebo's doing everything Tyreek's doing as the receiver. Just as a receiver. They don't listen to TD. People are hard of hearing. I mean, I'm not even including the gimmicks and the running plays and the utility. I'm just saying just that this man playing receiver. Simple. Do Deebo line up in both positions? Yeah. Tyreek does too. You don't never see Tyreek in the back heel. You don't ever see Tyreek in the slot. You don't ever see Tyreek wide out. You don't ever see Tyreek in motion, running around the backfield. You don't see him at the tight end position sometimes. Tyreek do it all too. Y'all stop, man. The reality is you never even watch Deebo Samuels into the playoffs, most of y'all. They both run jet sweeps. They both do all of that. And the saddest part about it is Deebo is more of a receiver than Tyreek because he got a further yards per throw. Deebo is getting thrown the ball deeper than Tyreek. Tyreek gets more underneath stuff than Deebo. The stats tell you that. Tyreek, 7.3 yards per throw as far as depth of the throw. When he first catches, 7.3 yards per. Deebo, 8.3. He got more depth on his throws than Tyreek. So you can't use that. Oh, Deebo get more bubble screens and this and that. He got a greater depth. Why? I mean, why are the stats? Why do we argue stats though? And you know what, ball game? Me and you are actually on the same page. You said for one season though, exactly. That's all we're talking about. I get what you're saying, but you can't act like Tyreek ain't that dude. I've said it a million times, ball game yesterday when this debate first started. Tyreek is that dude. To me, they're 1A and 1B. But last year alone, Deebo was in a league of his own. That's all I was saying to people. That's all. We're on the same page. It's just that people need to not look at I'm not talking career. And I keep telling y'all, Tyreek is the better player from a career standpoint. But I also say last year gave Deebo a higher upside because he can get better than this because he ain't even played a full season. And it was the first time he was actually featured in the offense for a major role. This negative energy is ruining my Thursday morning routine. Ronnie, well, you know what? I'm interested though, Ronnie. Tell me what is negative about what's being discussed right now. You know what? I'm coming to think of it. What is negative about what's being discussed right now? Is it negative that Tyreek didn't have a better season than Deebo last year? Is that what you equate as negative? Somebody help me out in the comment section. What's negative about what's being discussed right now? I'm just curious. Tell me the actual negative. What's negative? Because I want to show y'all something real quick. How definitions, they just change at the snap of a finger. The definition of something can change because of one's feelings. Just like that. It's negative. Like, sometimes it's hard to even speak English to people these days. I'm serious. Sometimes it gets hard to speak English because it's like, what do you think that word means before I say it so I can make sure we're on the same page and talking? What's negative is that we overpaid Tyreek. First of all, that ain't negative, and I didn't say we overpaid him. People think you're knocking heel because they can't comprehend. Have I said one thing that knocks heel, ladies and gentlemen? I'll help you out. No. No matter how many times I say heel, 1A, 1B, just last year, Deebo was in a league of his own. No matter how many times I say that, 1A and 1B, in whatever order you want to put them in. They think you're knocking heel, TD. Because we're homers, and this is what I started out saying earlier. I said, if a guy wearing a Dolphin uniform, he's the greatest in the NFL. And if you say anything other than that, you're a hater. And I told him earlier, then you better keep that same energy for Noah Igbenogany. J.C. Jackson ain't better than Noah. You better keep that same energy. But you can't do it, can you? Kills me. You're in a Dolphin uniform, you have to be revered as the best player in the league at that position. If you're in a Dolphin uniform. Nothing less than the best player in the league at that position. That's how people want. Oh my God, they want to be told that they have the best of everything. People want to know that we're going to win a Super Bowl this year. If they could get somebody to tell them, like truthfully, like really sell them on why we're going to win a Super Bowl, they follow them forever. Right. Truth over feelings is negative. It's crazy to me, man. Facts are the facts. Rams looking good, my boy. Like a Mr. Spacely. I've been all eyeballing next year QB draft class because Tua might be the guy, but I hope he works out. It's crazy, man. As of lately, I've been feeling more and more optimism about Tua this year. Like, and that's just my truth. I've been feeling more and more optimism about him. Like, man, just, like, it's just like when you really look at film on Tua and look at his game, he ain't got to fix everything. Just fix that and that. Like, small things makes all the difference for him. Like, literally, Tua, like, it's like he got so much that he needs to work on, but so little at the same time. Because so little, if he just fixed two things, it'll buy him another 2 years at a minimum while he's working on those other things. He'd be good enough. Ball placement and that over the linebacker, under the safeties throw, get that together and put the ball in the right place, like ball placement, bro, we ain't got no issue. You can struggle here and there, but we ain't got no issue. We're going to go to the playoffs, and we're going to maybe win a playoff game. And as you develop from there, you get better and better. So that's why it's kind of frustrating. It's like he's not far. Like, he got a lot of work to do to be a great, to be real, like, up there in quarterback. He got a lot of work to do. But he ain't got much work to do to just be accepted. I guess that's the word I want to use. To be accepted, tolerated enough. I don't know what word. Just it's small little things. Perfect those areas, and we good, man. We good. Just keep building the team around them. But gosh, man, I am going to lose it. I am going to pull all my hair out if this man come out throwing it in the dirt, overthrowing picks. And I ain't talking about your occasional everybody make the mistake, because Tua's turnovers ain't the usual turnovers. It ain't tipped in the air all the time and picked. It's just like, what was that? Like he goes 0 to 100 when he mess up. Tua goes 0 to 100 when he mess up. He literally goes 0 to 100. He ain't got no in between. It's like efficient, nice. Okay, I like it. What in the heck was that? It wasn't even a mistake, like tipped at the line of scrimmage, or it was just underthrown and the guy got it. None of that. It's just like, what was that? Once through a ball placement fix, it's a wrap. I agree. That's it. Ball placement. Let me tell you something. If Tua perfects his ball placement, this team winning 13 games easy. Easy. We will win our first playoff game in forever. If he fixes ball placement, this team it's impossible to not make the playoffs. Ball placement alone. With these guys, Waddle and Tyreek, ball placement alone, 13. Easy. 13 wins. 13. Noah Tua masters the playbook. We already know that. See, mastering the playbook, that's a freaking zero. That's a minimal expectation. Now, unfortunately, our quarterback has fell short of minimal expectation at times in that area. But this year, that is a minimum expectation to know that freaking playbook. Minimum expectation. I don't want to hear a peep about him not knowing the playbook well enough. Oh, you can struggle with it while you're in camp and continuing to learn. But week 1, game 1, you better know that playbook. There ain't no excuse, man. Ain't no excuse. No excuse. That's 2 years ago. I'm sure he's going to have the playbook down. I'm optimistic about it either. I don't even really talk about it. He going to have the playbook. Because if he don't, that's it. That's it. That's it. TD, it's a minimum expectation. That's why I'm saying, bro. Yeah, I know. He'll get it, bro. He'll get it. He got positive energy around him now. Which is motivating. You know, he'll get the playbook. He'll get it. Bridgewater got Tua on the end with learning a new playbook. Yeah, I'm sure Bridgewater will pick it up faster than Tua, but as long as Tua got it by camp, it don't matter. We both got it. Yeah, you had it 3 weeks ago, but it's camp time. We both got it now. And that's all I care about. He got to have it. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. Where Teddy's going to shine in practice is when he get to the line of scrimmage and he change a play. When he start changing plays. That's where Teddy's going to shine in practice. Do you think we trading up into the first round tonight? I don't, but that would be sexy. That would be sexy in whatever form, because the only way we trade into the first round, that means we're giving up a lot. Let's get that straight. Like, getting into the first round would mean you're giving up your first and your second round pick next year, probably. Or both first next year. Because what other assets you got? Or a player of significance like Christian Wilkins is gone. They traded him. That's the only way you see a first round entrance by the Dolphins. Getting who in the first round? I ain't did no homework. I'm gonna be as surprised as all y'all. Oh, okay. I mean, I did homework on the draft prospects, but it's been minimal this year. I mean, at this point in my life, I'm trying to work smarter, not harder. It'll kill me to go through 50 players. They're all go through 50 years. I'm telling you, it would have took me a month and all my time to go through 50 players, and we ain't even got a pick in the top 50. So if we get somebody in the top 50, we're going to be learning on the spot together. Smarter, not harder. And bore y'all with these videos of if we were to get in the first, this is who we get and all this and that. Pipe dreams. It is what it is. But it'll be exciting if we did. It'll be exciting if they made that type of move. That would be pretty cool. I mean, I want to see some, but I'm telling y'all, this is the draft that you might see chaos ensue. And it may be a quiet night, pick by pick by pick. I just think that tonight might be chaos. Too many teams got multiple firsts. Too many players out there disgruntled. So many trade options. It's going to be an interesting draft. Very interesting. Shout out to Ryan Nunez with the donation. I appreciate everybody who donates to the channel. Thanks for showing love. He said, TD, I used to be your biggest critic. Ooh, since I saw your episode of you wearing the Luau stuff, I realize you're just a great family man doing what you love to do. And I can really appreciate that. Keep it up, bro. Man, salutes. And see, them the ones, man. Them the comments right there, man. When somebody can admit that they were my biggest critic, see, them the ones that, it touches me. See, hold on. Just for you, homie. Just for you, homie. I appreciate you, man. Salute, baby. To a time. For the homie, man. Oh, man. Yeah, baby. See, y'all don't know nothing about that kind of hat. You see the see-through hat? Y'all see the see-through hat? It's a see-through hat. Woo, TD be having the latest technology, man. This that gamma technology. The see-through hat. Pixel cameras up in it. Oh, man. TD back to looking like somebody's auntie. Oh, Lord. Oh, man. Tito, get me some tissue. Oh, Lord. Green screen hat. Hey, Clemente, man, don't be telling people the technology. Don't be telling them the technology. Oh, Meyer, what's up, homie? Auntie TD back again. Listen, man, I just want my quarterback to ball out, man. But I told y'all, you know what's crazy about the whole narrative that I'm a Tua hater and all this and that? I told everybody from day one, because I lied to myself. When we traded Tannehill, when I had first started the channel and we went through that whole season and we traded Tannehill, I actually did a stream where I vowed to everybody from this day forward, because I was blinded by Tannehill. I'm still a Tannehill fan. So I understand why Tua Nears are the way they are. I always used to say that to him too. I get why you are the way you are, but let's have a real conversation sometimes at least, but they just can't. It ain't in their capacity to talk real about Tua. But I remember telling everybody, I said, from this day forward, right when we traded Tannehill, I will never endorse a quarterback until they earn it and fully earn it. I will never call a quarterback our franchise quarterback until we know they are our franchise quarterback. I vowed. And sure enough, that same draft, they traded for Josh Rosen. Yeah, we got our next future, baby. They about to see if they can turn him around and be a great quarterback. Yeah, I win again. Sure enough, that ain't last long at all. And then I recommitted to saying, never again will I commit to a quarterback until they earn it, and they have to absolutely earn it. I could even see the upside to where I know they're going to earn it, but until you earn it, you will not get my endorsement. And I know all my haters be like, they don't need your endorsement. I'm talking about just for me. I will not endorse a quarterback until they absolutely earn it. And when they do earn it, ain't nobody better not say nothing about my quarterback. He the GOAT. Even if he ain't the GOAT. That's my quarterback. He better than yours. I don't care who yours is. But until that, and that's all I've waited for. So I said I'm gonna be so critical. We haven't even drafted Tua. We ain't draft nobody yet. I said I'm gonna be critical. I'm gonna nitpick. I'm gonna talk about all their flaws, because if they ever become good, I'm gonna appreciate their growth. I am going to be critical and evaluate every quarterback fairly. I'm not giving them nothing. And sure enough, I went and watched the college film on Joe Burrow just in case we can get him. I went and go watch all the college film on Herbert. I went and watched all the college film on Jordan Love, because they say that, and I'll get there in a second. And then I went and go watch all the film on Tua. And I came up with a realistic evaluation of every single one of them. Now, I don't know if y'all, some of my day one people, but y'all remember before the draft, who did I report that the Dolphins were sold on and they were going to get in the draft? Let's see if any of my day one people can remember. Who did I say that the Dolphins were going to get in the draft? And I was wrong. But recently, it looks like I was actually right, but they still didn't go get them. Who did I? If you were one of my day one people, I was the only one out here naming one name, and everybody else was like, no, Jordan Love. Because the people that I hear from, Jordan Love is the guy. Jordan Love is who they love. Jordan Love is the guy that they're looking at. Everybody else, I ain't hear nothing about Jordan Love. I ain't hear nothing about Jordan Love. I kept saying the Dolphins are about to draft Jordan Love. I was the only one. They say I was looking crazy. I said the Dolphins are about to draft Jordan Love. That's what my insiders are telling me is the favorite in the building. Jordan Love. And I end up being wrong. And I told everybody on the live stream, well, sources ain't always right. They were wrong, but they had been right on some other stuff. That's why I trust them. The whole tonsil and all kind of stuff, they were right, and I trust them. But they ain't always right on everything. And then just 2 weeks ago, we find out, finally, the first little affirmation of the guy that Flores actually was coveting and beating the table for in the building was Jordan Love. The whole time. I kept on saying that, and I was like, yep, I'm going to have to eat that one. I was way off, and I was by it, too. I mean, I trust my source so much about what's going on in that building. I was just like, man, y'all can say this Tua stuff all you want. They want Jordan Love. It was wrong. So, did hear you say that, TV. I said it all the time. I said that's what I'm hearing. But I was also listening to what everybody else was hearing. So, and I also knew already that they tried to trade up for Burrow, but when that was shot, it was Jordan Love. Jordan Love is trash. We don't know as of right now he is, but we don't know what he's going to turn out to be. You got to let a guy get on the field and have a true opportunity to say that. TD's source is flow confirmed. It definitely isn't flow. It definitely isn't flow. What's crazy is you would think that because that was flow guy, but my source actually ain't connected to flow. It's somebody else, and I won't confirm the name. And I'm not going to deny flow because that means that as you keep asking, I'll end up confirming the name. So that's neither here nor there. Zeiler is pronounced Zealer. Okay, I'll start pronouncing Zeiler the right way. So listen, Zealer. Okay, Zealer, Sealer. Listen, I'm terrible with names, have always been in my life. And I always tell people when I meet them, if I pronounce your name wrong, I'll get it eventually. Hopefully, if I don't, no offense. Some people say, well, if you respect me, you'll take the time to learn my name. Well, I told you already. No offense. That's how I feel about Watson. That's my QB. Oh, Lord. Listen, Watson is a Brown now. He's trash. Watson is the worst quarterback in the NFL now. That's how I feel about Watson. I told y'all as soon as he went to another team, he ain't nothing. He trash. All right? He won 4 games. How good could he be? I'm going to start using other people's argument. He won 4 games. How good could he be? Oh my gosh, I gotta stop, boy. I'll be cracking myself up. Oh man. Oh man. Watson has not played in over a year. He will be garbage. Yeah, man. This man gonna go to the trash bowl. Watch. He ain't going to no Pro Bowl. Well, I'm gonna be so mad if they go to a Super Bowl. I ain't gonna lie. That's the type of stuff you don't get over. That's the type of stuff. If we struggle, if we struggle this year because our quarterback and they go far, oh, that's the type of stuff you don't get over. That is the type of stuff you don't get over. You do. That's when all humility go out the window. That's when all humility go out the window. Whatever happened, I hope they fail. No matter what happened, I hope they fail. If these fools go to a championship round or a Super Bowl, that's the type of stuff you don't get over. If we don't ball out. Now, if we go against them, okay. But, oh, my gosh, that's the type of stuff you don't get over. Oh, TD, that Browns team going to be dangerous. Don't hate. Listen, man, you ain't no Dolphin now, and you ain't got no chance of being a Dolphin now. I ain't worried about you. I am not worried about you. Will Watson even be allowed to play? Yeah, looks like it. The league may not even do any disciplinary action at all. They may not do any disciplinary action at all. You got to understand, this man didn't do anything that warrants criminal charges. Because somebody is suing you, the league actually, they're not even allowed to take action if it's not a league, like you haven't been charged with the crime. The collective bargaining agreement tells you that. This is why I didn't understand this whole notion from Ross. Settle the cases and we'll come get you. I'm like, the criminal is 10 million times more important than the freaking civil. But maybe if he would have settled the civil, they would have dropped the criminal. I don't know. But that's why it didn't make no sense to me, because the league ain't suspending off of civil. The new collective bargaining agreement, because they learned off of the Ezekiel Elliott crap where they, I think, suspended or something they shouldn't have. And they cannot suspend unless you charged. So everybody like, well, the league will come down with some kind of action. Why? It's actually in the collective bargaining agreement that they can't do anything without this guy being charged with the crime. That's why it didn't make sense to me. And if they do something, I want to see how that works. From the collective bargaining agreement, how is that allowed? That's why I was just scratching my head the whole time. Why do people have this fear? The only fear you need to have is if he's charged criminally. And as soon as this man wasn't charged criminally, he shouldn't have any repercussions from the NFL. He wasn't arrested nor charged. Zero repercussions. This man may not get any repercussions whatsoever by the NFL. And truth be told, rightfully so. You're going to convict the man, do something to somebody that you don't know if it's even true or not? No, that don't make sense. If I say you assaulted me and I know I'm lying, but nobody else know, it's okay for your job to fire you when the police determine there's no evidence to support it and they drop charges? That's why I didn't understand this whole notion. It didn't absolutely made no sense. TD, I said that he won't be suspended. Nobody listened to me under the new CBA, so he playing day one. I wanted him to go to Miami. Nah, I get it, man. That's why I didn't understand this whole thing at all. That's why I was waiting on the criminal thing to be done. That way they know. Watson might sue the NFL. Only if they did something like didn't let him play. Yeah, he'd sue him and he'd win. But let me tell you something. A lot of this was driven by a lot of hateful people. And I'm sorry, I'm going to have this brief, tough conversation and I ain't going to be long. But a lot of people showed their hate and bias and ability to convict somebody in the court of public opinion without knowing anything. Just putting a number, yeah, but 22, just putting a number in front of something, and that's good enough. And to all these people that stayed in people's comment section calling this man the R word, when the charges and accusations being brought forward wasn't even like, none of the women even used the R word. None of the women even said they were R'd. That just showed pure hate. And it was sickening, to be honest. It was sickening. And I'm sitting there looking at certain people and I'm like, dang, we always been cool, but I ain't know you had that in you. I ain't know you, that's how you feel about stuff. It was sickening, man. Because when stuff is that fragile, and because that's a fragile situation, you got women who could be traumatized for life from this experience of what he may have done or may have not have done. And you got a man whose reputation and livelihood is on the line for what he may have done and not have done. People so casually can say things about him that's just hateful. Yes, sir. You want my hat? All right, here you go.
You can have a necklace, I can have hat.
Yes. There you go. Is your room clean?
Yes.
So none of the toys are out anymore, right? All right, go see what mommy wants you to do now, okay? Close it for me, okay? But yeah, man, it was. I just think that it was a real bad situation. And let me tell you, when I'm the type of person that does this, I don't get on the side of right and wrong. What I tend to do as a person, when I see that nothing has been proven yet, I see what side people are heavily going on, and I like to even the playing field. That's the type of guy I am. Because I like even in the playing field, because when it's unfair, I'm at least do my part to balance it out. When I saw all the hate, say, you know what, he got a case too. Let's talk about what's on his side, and that's why I did that a lot, honestly. And I always made sure that I said, we're not going to discount how these women feel or what they might have actually experienced. But then when I read almost every single one of the complaints, and half of them, basically the basis of it was, I felt, even though permission was given, even though some cases no permission was given because I was the one that performed an act. So you see what I'm saying? It wasn't like, most of them, it wasn't like he said, can I do this? And they gave permission. No, he asked them and they did. I mean, what else is, and again, what else is just from a manly standpoint? You know, when I met my wife and we were dating, taking different steps in our relationship, I'm going to ask permission and I'm going to ask or whatever. And if certain things happen, I'm supposed to be held accountable for that. I ain't understand. I just didn't understand. It makes no sense. But I just saw all the hate in it. And I also saw the community, the Dolphin community, that drove narratives trying to convict this man. And the saddest part of it all, many people in the Dolphin community only tore Watson apart to lift Tua up. The many people in this community only tore him apart to lift Tua up. They only tore him apart because of their love and obsession for Tua Tagovailoa. That's where majority of the nastiness came from. Because there was a guy who was not only leaps and bounds better than Tua, but threatened Tua's position, not just on this team, but in the NFL. And we want, and the community as a whole wanted to sell him on being a villain and how this franchise would be the worst ever if they would go get a R person just to incite everybody so that Tua could be safe. Ladies and gentlemen, newsflash. Some of y'all make Tua's NFL experience worse for him. Some of y'all are actually making his NFL experience worse for him. Half of this media criticism is because of you people. Some of y'all don't realize why Tua gets so much hate. Because of some of y'all. Y'all are actually the main reason. I was in some spaces the other day. They in there debating the Miami needs to go ahead and give Tua his $200 million contract now to get ahead of it. God, what? I mean, they in there talking about no, make it like a 6-year. Like, yeah.
I want a necklace.
Well, go ask mommy.
Well, I can have your necklace.
Oh, you said necklace. I thought you said licorice. Here you go. Come here. Let me put it on you. All right. You know what you wearing?
A necklace.
It's Tua. Say Tua.
Tua.
The GOAT.
A goat.
Yes.
That is number one.
Number one. So we hope he becomes the GOAT, okay?
Okay.
And then whenever you're 22 years old, you're going to be replacing him.
Yes.
Yes. All right? And you better perform well or your daddy going to be right on here talking about how you playing bad and your ball placement better be on point or I'm going to talk about it, okay?
Okay.
All right. Mommy just called you, okay? And close the door behind you, okay? He all right, babe. People killing me and literally talk about they debating how much the Dolphins need to go ahead and offer him now. Man ain't even up for his 5th-year option, and they talk about they need to hurry up and give him his $200 million deal. And I ain't talking about people just like being a fan and trolling. They were dead serious having a conversation. Dead serious. Rashad said, we back on tour. No, we ain't on tour. We on these tour nights. 2 years. It's sad, man. Y'all making it bad for this kid. And y'all don't realize that. So the people, y'all, those who are doing that crap, y'all are the ones making it bad for him because people only responding to y'all. Why is he getting so much hate? Because y'all give too much inflate. You inflate, you create hate. You make somebody bigger than they are, people are going to be overly adamant to prove you wrong. Especially when they got a leg to stay on because you're inflating it. And I'm telling you, it's a scary thing because some of y'all are treating this man in a like idling him. It's scary to me. Cultish is what I keep calling it. I think Tua would be served so much better if we had real conversations about him. People would actually put their fence down and support him even more. But you know why? See, some people will argue what I'm saying right now and say, so it doesn't matter. They should still support him, a high level of support anyway. Let me tell you why it's hard for people to have a high level of support. Is because when they see 70% of the fan base obsessing the way that they are without justification, they get nervous. That's why I call them the real fans. And I don't care who like it. The real fans get nervous because they know that owners sometimes only care about money. Sometimes owners only care about money. And when you got 70% of the fans obsessing over somebody who ain't going to get what we all really want done, it makes you nervous because you might have to sit here and live through being a fan of something for 10 years that never worked. That's why they have an extra barrier up and like, no, I ain't giving this kid nothing until he becomes it, because it's almost like The Alabama people came in and hypnotized half the Dolphin fans and made it the majority now. That's like anything negative on Tua, we have to eradicate. Just like it's no different from the Elon Musk situation right now. Everybody freaking out over free speech. I don't care if your differences than mine are expressed on Twitter. That's your business. Everybody want this safe little bubble with only information that they like. No, this is the real world. You got to live around information you like and you don't like. Stop the laziness. You got to start sifting through it. It's crazy, man. We got to stop that. And at the end of the day, and this is what proves it. That behavior is player over team. That type of behavior is player over team. Player over team. And when has that ever been okay? Well, now it is, because we are creating that type of atmosphere. Not over here. So I could be the extremist. You know, they've tried to cancel me 50 times already. Trust me, I make that community shake, whether they want to admit it or not. I trigger that community like no other. I've been through at least 5 campaigns of trying to smear me and take me out, to the point that I got real ops now. I got ops. I go on a road trip. I got to go 0 dark 30 through Alabama. It's crazy, man. We just got to get back to talking real football. And remember, just because you play for the Dolphins don't mean you're the player for the team. We should be, as fans, evaluating our roster every freaking month on what can we do to make it better? How can we upgrade it? How can we be, upgrading at every position? And the saddest part of it all is right now, this very moment, Patrick Mahomes can come available in free agency. And people will be trying to make a case on why not to get him. Patrick Mahomes can come available in free agency for $20 million a year, and people would be making a case on why we better not get him. Tua is the guy. You know we have a problem. You know we have a problem. Most people know that we have an issue in our fan base right now. And this has nothing to do with supporting the kid. We all support the kid, but at the same token, you got to perform. Rashad said, I got something real for you, TD. If we go after Deebo, doesn't that mean we're all in on Tua? No. You're not all in on Tua until he becomes the franchise quarterback. Until he becomes the franchise quarterback. Because if you go get Deebo and have all of this, and Tua doesn't get this offense to the playoffs because of his same erratic play at times, Tom Brady will be just happy to come in next year and take us to the Super Bowl. So no. There's nothing the Dolphins can do to say we're all in on Tua right now. They're just supporting him like they should any quarterback, putting everything they can around him to hopefully win. And if he proves he can win, then when we give him his big, massive deal, and we all know that he's good enough and earned it and deserves it, then they're all in on him. That's how that works. But don't tell me you're going to sit here and have a Jimmy G situation where he's always been subpar and then you give him a big deal. And then you're looking to get off of him if somebody will even trade for him. That's you. That's your stupid mistake as an organization. You know, organizations do get it wrong. Got a donation from the homie Scant Dollar. I appreciate this, man. He said, TD, it's tough to be a Dolphins fan. One player in his following has hijacked our organization. Well, you know, again, we need to remove one player. Now, his following has, but one player didn't hijack this organization. Let's be clear on something. Tua hasn't done anything wrong in regards to the fan base. That doesn't exempt us from being critical of him or anything, but that kid hasn't done anything wrong. He just comes and does his job. I mean, there's a lot to be desired that he could be doing or behaviors he could be changing, but that's still, he hasn't done anything. Let's make sure this isn't personal to where Tua has done anything. Whether he is good enough or not, he didn't do anything. This is all on the fans, period. But I'm just shocked that our fan base allowed a whole nother fan base to come infiltrate our fan base under the umbrella of being a fan. You got to understand, 2 years ago, 30% of this fan base, 40% of this fan base was not even Dolphin fans. Remember that. 2 years ago, right? 2 years ago today, this very hour at 12 noon, 40% of the fans in our fan base were not Dolphin fans. Let that sink in. 2 years ago, before the draft, 30% of these fans were not Dolphin fans. And we allowed them to just walk right through the door and idolize a player and made you feel bad that if you didn't idolize him, you're not a real Dolphin fan. God dog. God dog. Do you? Oh my gosh, the revelation that I'm even giving myself right now. 30% of our fans weren't even fans 2 years ago. Those fans band together, idolizing this man, and basically told you if you don't idolize him, you're not a real Dolphin fan. God dog, they telling you you're not a real Dolphin. If you don't vote for Tua, you're not. Then you're not a Dolphin fan. Oh my gosh, let that sink in. Let that sink in. And half of our fan base said, well, he is our quarterback, so I'm going to support him, which you're right. But you also aligned yourself with the extremism. Some of you don't, and the sad part about it is some of us don't even realize we aligned ourselves with the extremism. We say our support of him is all that matters, but you're not realizing we're family. You support him, I support him too. I just don't believe in him yet. We're still family. That outside group that is quote unquote family, they're the division between us that's causing all the strife between the real Dolphin fans. I'm a little concerned with Tua. Oh, look at him hating on Tua. We support him. Look at him. Yeah, why are you hating? You see that they're instigating this whole thing. They're instigating this whole thing. When we're just like we used to be, whether we agree or not, we always got along because we Dolphin fans, we want the team to win at the end of the day. But they're instigating our differences in opinions now. It's crazy. Y'all don't realize that's all that's happening. It ain't people like me that's causing all of this and stirring it up. No, that's not what's happening. I say all the right things. Tua ain't that dude yet, but we hope he will be. What's wrong with that? But what they all sit there and run in circles, this dude hating on Tua every chance he gets. He's trying to say Tua ain't that dude. Tua's going to prove him wrong. Then that mean he not the dude yet if he still got to prove me. Because if you were that dude, there's nothing to prove. You be arguing he is that dude right now. That's what's really happening, man. They dividing us. They have an agenda. They're dividing us. So to all my real Dolphin fans that's been a fan for longer than 2 years, if you support Tua and you love Tua, I stand with you. I stand with you. I'm just concerned if he can be the guy or not. But I support him too. I actually stand with you. But there are other people that are manipulating our difference in 100% agreement. The difference, they're manipulating that to get us to fight each other and argue with each other all day. You ain't been a Dolphin fan in 2 years, for more than 2 years, I don't trust you. How long you been a Dolphin fan? Oh, about 2 years now. I don't trust you. Oh, no, I'm not one of them. I don't trust you. I don't trust you. Listen, that's what we going to start doing. How long you been a Dolphin fan? Oh, about 2 years. Up. Spy. Agent. Collusion. Collusion. Oh, Alabama collusion. Oh my gosh. Colluding with the Tide. The Crimson Tide. Oh my gosh, man. It's colluding. No, you can't get in, man. We need your background check, the full one. Why did you just become a fan the last 2 years? Well, I like the decisions and the changes of the team. Oh, don't trust you. Don't trust you. Oh, man. Actually, TD, you've been the fence when it comes to Tua. I try my best to be, and I just hate that sometimes the fence goes more on the negative side because, honestly, there's more concerns for me than I have on, positives on the outlook. But hopefully that changes this year. So when you're being neutral and giving it the way it is, sometimes it's going to make you seem one side more than the other because that's just what it is. It's just what it is. Remember, TD, we went through this in Buffalo. Remember J.P. Lossman, Rob Johnson, Kerry Collins? Wow. Facts. You're actually right. Man. You know what? That's funny you say that because even though we're going through it, a lot of fan bases go through this, y'all. Baker Mayfield, their fan bases be arguing. And even now, the people that's mad about some people aren't mad at Deshaun Watson, but they're using him as a cover because of what they did to Baker, because they love Baker so much. Oh, I'm not gonna be a fan of the Browns no more. They brought in an R. No, you just mad that Baker ain't the guy anymore and you wanted him to be. A lot of them. A lot of fan bases deal with this. We're not the only ones. We just got our little drama over here on these streams. TD Screen and fans. Hey, we got two now. It's 2022. Hey, listen. That's the entry now. When we do panels, all right, John Doe, before we start on this panel, I got a few questions. Are you pre or post-COVID? That's what it is. Listen, were you a fan before COVID? Oh my gosh. They came in with COVID. That's when they entered. Oh man. That's when they entered the Dolphin scene. It was with COVID, man. That's exactly when it happened. They brought the pandemic. Oh my gosh. I need to stop, boy. I ain't no good. I ain't no good, man. Oh my gosh, man. Oh man. See? I remember Trump used to be like, China. No, Alabama. Oh my gosh, man. Oh, all right. All right, let's get pandemic fans. Oh my God. Somebody said pandemic fans. Oh, I can't deal with y'all, man. Oh man. Hold on, man. You one of the pandemic fans? Oh my gosh, man. Oh man, I gotta start asking fans that they've been vaxxed, man. Oh my gosh. Oh man. Oh. Oh man. Y'all hilarious, man. Y'all cracking me up. Oh man. Just can't wait for the Tua disaster experiment to be over with. Man, listen, man. And maybe the end of that disaster experiment ends in success. Maybe he balls out this year. I don't know, man. I got me crying. Oh man. Oh my gosh. I ain't right. Oh. Oh man. We have to send a Dolphins task force to search fans' rooms for Alabama paraphernalia. Yeah, man, it's crazy, man. And listen, see, they should have came. See this. Oh my God, this is what makes me mad about it. We just let them walk in the door. Like literally, you have to understand. Alabama is the 33rd NFL team. And what do I mean by that? They live in a state that don't have an NFL team. And most of them don't care for the Falcons, the Jaguars, Tampa Bay. They don't care for any of these teams. They not finna be looking up to Tennessee. They don't care about going all the way over to the Saints. It's Alabama. A whole viewership entered the scene. Millions of people. Just like every NFL team has fans, they own Alabama, Mississippi, the back end of Florida, up the bottom end of Tennessee, the Georgia, some parts of rural Georgia, Arkansas. They got a whole area that flocks to them, just to Alabama. And we let them just walk straight through the door. We ain't give them no rules, no regulations. We just said, welcome. And we think that their effects aren't being felt. And the saddest part about it is, if we traded Tua tomorrow, all of them gone. And not only is all of them gone, and maybe we'll keep 5% because of Waddle, but not only is all of them gone, but they might even take some of the real Dolphin fans with them. That's how ingrained they've gotten in this. That's how ingrained. We just let them walk right through the door, set their rules, and guess what? Sometimes I feel like I'm the only one combating them. Me, the homie Alex Dunno, I know he be calling it how it is too. And we let them just walk right in and dictate how things are supposed to be and tell every single one of us, if y'all don't support Tua, you not a real Dolphin fan, and use our name. Like they've been fans of this team, like they bleed this team, knowing good and well if we trade him tomorrow, they gone. And they get the right to tell us if we ain't 100% sold and know that he's going to be the greatest, then you ain't a real Dolphin fan. Let that sink in. I wish somebody would tell me that. But EM, you hear it every day, do you not? You see what I mean? In an argument. You ain't a real Dolphin fan if you hating on your quarterback. You an Alabama fan trying to tell me that? Because if we traded Tua today, you ain't a Dolphin fan. We hear this every day on every platform known to man in a debate. We hear it every single day. It's gotten to the point that real Dolphin fans, they see, this is where they've invaded too much to where they have the influence to silence you. You know, if you gave your honest opinion, you'd be attacked. You know, if you gave your honest opinion, you'd be attacked. If it's anything unfavorable of Tua Tagovailoa. You could say, man, this kid is amazing. I just think that he needs to work on this. Oh, somebody is going to reply a rebuttal of why he doesn't need to work on it and why he's already great in it. And if you argue with that, the flock coming in. The flock is coming in. It's almost like the first person you argue with is like a roach that got all them babies under her belly. And as soon as you rebuttal what they rebuttal, up, hatching. All them babies hatching. They coming. It's crazy, man. I've been watching this dynamic take over. I've been sitting here watching it. And the sad part about it, some of us Dolphin fans and Dolphin creators have pandered to this for profit. Have engaged in it and nurtured it all for profit. For profit, for views, for recognition, for follows, for retweets, for ads, all of that. That's that sellout stuff to me. That's right, EM. Say it loud and proud. Let me put it up there. That's right, EM. I said it because it's true. Because back doors, some of them give a whole different tune. And we'll tell you, but I wouldn't say that live. I wouldn't say that live. I'll leave that to you, TD. It's 12:30. I'm about to go take me a quick break. I got some work to do. I'll see y'all soon, man. Get on out of here. I was expecting to talk about Christian Wilkins' fifth-year option for about 15 minutes. It's been an hour and 47 minutes. It's 12:30. Drop the link. Listen, man, I'll see what y'all say. Y'all want me to drop the link in the comment section? Because I ain't going to be on the stream with y'all much. I'll let y'all chop it up back and forth. But if enough people want to come through and hang out and have some fun, if you want me to drop the link, let me know now. Yes or no in the comment section, but don't say yes if you ain't going to be one of the people coming up here. And Pete, you better be in here too, man. All right, man, I'm dropping it. I see y'all want to hang out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, drop that link. It's about to get messy. I ain't gonna be around for it, but everybody know ain't no disrespect over here. We ain't trying to put people names and stuff and do all kind of stuff like that because I already know I done got it a little. I went on a whole nother level, but I realized that's why I was like, it's time to go. But I'll let y'all cook if y'all want. I just dropped the link if you want to cook. You want to come in here and talk. There go Pete. He said, "Thank you, TD. I can't come up and listening, but I'm listening. But if I get a chance, I definitely will. Thanks, TD. Keep it rolling. Salute to you, Pete. You the reason I'm keeping it rolling. But we need some people backstage, though. If you're gonna come on, you're gonna chop it up. You want to talk about the stuff we've been talking about. Otherwise, if nobody backstage, then we'll end the stream. All right." King Mill said, "I don't trust you. I don't trust them. You've been a Dolphin fan for less than 2 years. I don't trust you. I don't. I listen to you. We get along. But Daniel, what's up, man?
Hey, what's up, TD? Long time listener. Yeah, bro. You gotta start vetting these guys, man.
Hold on,
Daniel.
hold on, Daniel. Hold on. My bad. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you just fine, man.
All right, real quick. Are you a pre-pandemic fan?
Yeah, Laramie Tunsil's my favorite player. That's how you know
All right.
I'm a real.
We good.
Yeah.
Now, if anybody get through lying to me, I'm gonna have to ask for the Vax card. But all right, we good.
No, you gotta vet them, bro. You gotta vet them. Like this is real now. No, but on a serious note, I don't know how I feel about this draft. Draft is like one of my favorite things in the world. It's Christmas to me, but I kind of wanted to stay put, get to the third round, chill, go into this year with what we got, kind of see what happens from there.
Yeah, man. I want some excitement. I really want them to figure out a way to at least get back up in the second round and get us a quality player that might be able to contribute this year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, that's lit.
Bomb somehow. If we could get Linderbaum, that's the only one that'll be like, all right, it's worth it. But everything else, it's such a weak draft, and Omar alluded to it. It's such a weak draft.
Oh crap! Well, I guess we lost them. Hey, come back in, bro. I think that might have been me. I might have clicked the wrong button, bro. My bad. Come back in as soon as possible. What's up, Ricardo? Ricardo, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
What's up, man? What you got on this?
Hey, I'm coming in with a different perspective. I'm hoping the AFC East. Yeah, I could hear. I'm hoping the AFC East becomes a powerhouse in the NFL. So I support you guys because we've been through that QB controversy. Remember, like I said, J.P. Lossman, Kerry Collins. Do you remember E.J. Manuel? Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Remember the great E.J. Manuel fiasco?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I survived that.
I forgot. So you're a Bills fan?
40 years.
Ooh. Well, y'all ready for us to take the division this year?
Hey, if it's going to be a bloodbath we're going to witness in the AFC West, I'm all for it.
Oh no bloodbath. We're just gonna take it, bro. D'Angelo, what's up, homie?
What's up, TD? I've been trying to get on here, but I ain't never learned how to click the link. I finally learned, TD. I finally learned how to get on the link, bro.
I appreciate you coming through, man.
Man, listen. For one, I ain't gonna lie to you, boy. They be trying to bash you. You be right, boy. It's a lot of them Tudor fans. I'm talking about, boy, I finally learned. And listen, about the Tannehill situation, I've been the same way. And it's a lot of fans that is not Dolphin fans. Because if they know real receivers, if they don't know about Chris Chambers, Brian Hartline, see what I'm saying? We could go deep into this now. That's how you know. Just ask them about receivers. If they don't know receivers, running backs like that, they're not real fans.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that.
I appreciate you coming through, man, because I know I ain't never seen you before.
Yeah, I know. My homeboy, AK Slider, I think he got the little thing that you got, and
membership.
Yeah, the membership. But once I learn how to do that, I'm watching your screen right now. And man, listen, man, they be trying to bash you, TD. Keep going, man. Don't let them do you, man.
I got ops, man. I got to reconsider things, man. I got to move different now.
Look, man, I'm watching it right now, and if they ain't got no banner, if they ain't got no bandana on their wall, and they ain't got no hat, man, they ain't no fan.
That hat is with the logo past 2 years. So
yeah. You feel me? If they first of all, I growed up into this, so I seen the Dan Marino, I done seen the Chad Pennington, I done seen different, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I know not to trust Tudor like that. I be watching, you know what I'm saying? Now, if he could get better.
Well, like I said, man, I might have lost you, but I hope we get better. I hope you get better because I've always said this to everybody. It's the most profitable if Tua succeeds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the most profitable thing that could ever happen to this team because we don't have to waste draft picks. We don't have to waste assets for the future. We got our guy. It doesn't get better than that. We need Tua to succeed, honestly.
TD.
But it has to happen first.
TD, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, bro.
You see what you're saying when you're talking about if like Tua succeeds? I'm not gonna lie to you. I think if Tua succeeds in like win playoff games, I think Tua will be that type of quarterback who don't care about getting paid. If that makes sense.
See, y'all gotta miss me with that.
You don't think so?
Y'all solely looking at the guy's personality.
No, that's not what I'm talking
So
about.
you're saying he's going to be
Tom Brady is.
You're saying he's going to be like Tom Brady, who is a once in a lifetime situation. Like nobody has done what Tom Brady is doing, has done in his career from a money standpoint.
Exactly.
Nobody. And don't forget, Tua is a first round pick. Tom Brady was a what?
Of course, like I think 6th round.
7?
No, yeah, 7. Nobody has done what Tom Brady did. Why does everybody I talk to make the assumption that Tua's gonna be that type of person? Why people just automatically think that?
Can I tell you that? Can I tell you the answer?
Indulge me.
Because look what you guys say. Not you guys don't bash Tua. I'm not saying you guys bash Tua, but look what you guys say about Tua, that he's not that guy. Okay. You don't think if he's not that guy, you think he don't worry about getting paid and he don't build that repertoire to actually be that guy?
We have to do him like that.
That's not the point, though. The point is, if he put up 5,000 yards and 50 touchdowns this year, it don't matter if he ain't that guy. He gonna get paid like one.
That makes sense. He's still
it don't
on
matter
his
if you're that guy. You're gonna get paid. I'm just saying in general. When you put them
Let's
numbers
go,
up,
boys.
because also look at the assets we have. Look at the receivers, bro. He should be putting up massive numbers. And if he does, is it a reflection of him or the talent around him?
You see, that's why you see. Damn, that makes so much sense. You see how you're saying that? If we take those talents away, two are gonna be what we got last year, the season after. The season before that.
Yeah, but you know what?
Imagine he realized that.
But the game in the NFL ain't. But that ain't how it works in the NFL. Well, how it works in the NFL is, I don't care that you gave me the talent that allowed me to have 5,000 yards and 50 touchdowns. Only thing that matters is there's a team in the NFL right now that'll give me my 50 million.
Preach it over there.
So give it to me or I'll go to them. Bro, who's gonna sit there and pass up? I would look at Tua like listen. If Tua passed up $50 million a year, knowing that he could get it, and took 20, man, I don't want him to be my quarterback because you ain't making no sense. Go get your money, man.
Who getting paid that much?
Go get your freaking money. You crazy?
Yep.
Who getting paid $50 million a year?
Nobody.
What are you talking about? What are y'all talking about? I'm talking about
$50 million
bro,
a year.
Look at the scale in the NFL.
The market he's talking
2
about.
years from now, that's what the scale is going to be. Right now, the scale is around 46 to 48.
Yeah.
That's what those Mahomes and all of those deals basically average out to.
The market going to change.
And guarantee money?
I don't think he'll ever get there. That's my thing, though.
That's what I'm saying. That would be hectic. That would be stupid. That would be crazy.
Ricardo, we can't.
Can you hear me?
No, I was saying it looked like Ricardo was talking, but there's no audio coming through.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, you want Tua to be good, but you don't want him to be too good. That's the thing.
Exactly. I take that. But
yeah,
damn.
No. Y'all stop that mess now.
Yeah, bro.
Y'all stop that mess.
I won't do that.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. But Tua ain't the one that you want to be playing on the level of how good he is. You just want to get the best you can get.
Yeah.
And deal with the rest.
You don't want him to be elite. If he elite, you gonna have to pay him like that. You ain't gonna be able to afford nothing else.
It's worth it.
Hey, but guess what?
It's worth it.
Yeah, it'll be worth it.
That makes sense.
It's not gonna be worth it because he got too much talent around him right now.
Yeah,
it'd be different if he.
Here's the scary thing in the NFL, CB83. You're 1,000% correct, bro. Here's the scary part about the NFL. When you pay him and you take some of that talent away, what you gonna get?
Exactly. You're gonna get
This is
Look
the
at
thing that nobody wants to talk about in the
That's
NFL.
what I'm
We just
saying.
say pay him.
Look at Russell
Pay him.
Wilson. Look at Russell Wilson.
I agree. That's my
That's what I'm
point.
saying.
Exactly.
That's
So
my
why-
point. But when you get into that conversation, nobody want to really talk about it. Nobody want to.
That's why you. Hey,
worry
that's
about
why
that.
That's why.
Get
That's why
there.
you don't pay Tua. That's why you wouldn't pay Tua too much money.
you don't want him to be elite. You want him to be just good enough.
Why
Exactly.
y'all missing the point here? Stop saying you don't want to pay him. As long as one team in the NFL would pay him, you either gonna pay him or let him go.
Yep.
No, but that's
That
why.
is true.
That's why
That
you
is
give him
true.
a good situation, though. You give him a good situation to be in.
He got one right
You-
now.
That's what
Okay,
I'm
okay.
saying. I don't know. Y'all
Let's
making my
get
head
this
hurt.
straight. Let's get this straight. You're an NFL quarterback. Okay? The Miami
We got
Dolphins are telling you, the Miami Dolphins are telling you we want to give you $20 million with a whole bunch of weapons around you per year. $100 million, 5 years.
It's got to be.
And-
It's got to be 30. It's got to be 30 something. 35. That's
Okay,
where the money's gonna
35.
be.
Oh my gosh. Okay, 35 million, okay? And
Okay,
the Jets out here talk about we want to give you 55.
You gonna stay because you got sunny South Florida. You can play golf. You can chill. You can hang.
Oh, but TD don't believe that.
Now
TD
you
don't
got,
believe that.
now you got no state tax. Ain't got no state tax. That's
believe
gonna
that.
Outside of Brady, name me the quarterback that has chosen that kind of less money. Y'all always
Guys
make
have
these
done
y'all make these scenarios
Hey,
based off of no historical evidence.
Yep.
Hey,
Yep.
D'Angelo,
You got
you
it.
Ohio State.
That
No
makes sense.
precedent other than Brady. But we
Hey,
know
D'Angelo,
Brady,
you
and
Ohio
let's be
State.
honest,
But what quarterback is
Brady,
50
let's be
million?
honest, Brady really didn't take deals until he was like 35. Because truth is, Brady was getting the equivalents for what he was worth at the time, being a 7th round pick,
Yep.
having a team around him that was carrying him
Yep.
early on, right?
Yep.
Mhm.
Then when the rubber met the road and he came at a crossroad when he first wanted his first deal, yeah, it was less, but let's not act like it was significantly less. When he got like 18, 19 million, the top quarterbacks was only getting 25. So let's not make it seem like it was drastic. He didn't start taking real discounts until really like the last 5 years, where he'd make 20 million and people out here getting 40.
I agree with that. I
have a
agree.
question.
6 rounds, sorry.
How much is too much?
See, that's where the water is muddy now.
Yeah.
You always gonna have a trash team that screws the market up. Somebody, I guarantee you, somebody gonna get a $55 million annual contract in the next 2 years. I can almost guarantee it's gonna happen.
Teams getting paid more though, man. They got more money to spend. We just don't know how much they got.
That's
to
another
spend.
thing people need to understand about a salary cap, right?
They getting paid more.
If a salary cap goes up 10%, that means every position on the field's value went up 10%.
Yep.
So let's just say the salary cap went up $10 million this year. Some of y'all be wanting to give it all to the quarterback. Do you know the quarterback position that basically raised their value by 10%? So if the top quarterbacks are making 40 million, then their value just went up to 44 million. That's 10%. But what we do is say, give them 50, the cap went up. Now you got a position on the team that, say it's the middle linebacker. You only got 12 when all the other teams got the average 15, and you wonder why you can't get a middle linebacker. Stop saying the cap. So stop saying the cap is going to go up. Start doing this. Start saying what percent of the cap is going up. And then you go look at the typical quarterback that's making that kind of money, and then increase that salary by that percent. That's what it should be. The problem with the NFL, we've had a 5-year period where we jumped from $28 million to 45 like that.
Dang.
That's the issue in the NFL. We've literally had like a 60% jump, and the cap hasn't even jumped 60% in 5 years.
Yo, but TD, yo, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you.
But the thing about that, I'll say is that while what you're saying is true, the whole cap goes up 10%, so every position should go up 10%, but the positions aren't being more valued. They're not raising their value at the same
it's a pendulum.
perspective. You know what I mean? The quarterback is being more valued more because it's a passing league. So maybe it's not the full 10%.
I don't
but
agree
it should
with
be
that.
higher than the other positions.
I don't agree with that.
Okay.
The quarterback value isn't going up because it's a passing league. The quarterback value always goes up because there's one team that'll screw the market up.
And the
That's
quarterbacks are
always-
really good. And
Yeah,
it's leaning more towards being a quarterback's league.
Yeah, it could be
But what
swinging.
you're saying is true too.
It could be swinging to a quarterback league, but once again, the difference in skill level of these quarterbacks, here's what people need to understand. Every season, you probably got 3 elite quarterbacks in the NFL.
Yep.
Okay? And when I say elite, I'm saying elite. Okay? You got about 3 elite quarterbacks in the NFL. The gap between really good, really great, or great quarterbacks and really good quarterbacks isn't that wide. Everybody under elite, the gap between a good quarterback and a great quarterback, it isn't that wide of a difference to where a defensive end that's elite can offset that. A lockdown corner can offset that gap. You see what I'm saying? So the reason why I say that is this whole notion that the quarterbacks are becoming a higher commodity. It is, but I'm telling you, that's only being driven by the simple fact there will always be a team that is willing to pay the next guy more than anybody has ever gotten. The quarterbacks are doing that.
So would you say that the running back position, say the cap goes up 10% next year, should the running back position on average go up 10% as well? Even though that's a dying kind of position?
Well, it's only dying right now. Because 4 years from now, 3 years from now, the receiver position is going to be dying because it's growing right now. It's going alive right now. 3 years from now, when most of these big contracts flake out, their value is going to come down. The teams that are running the ball, that's having success, the league's going to start going back in that direction. Running back and receiver goes like this. Running back and receiver every 3 to 5 years goes like this, bro. This isn't nothing new. This is the history of the NFL. While it's going like this, the quarterbacks just keep going like this.
But for example, let's say next year alone goes up 10%. Does the running backs go up 10% as well?
It depends on the scheme
that they're going to be in the future, or does it not? Because right now they're not as bad.
It all depends on the scheme of the team. It depends on the scheme of the team and what you're trying to do. I think that the running back position right now has about 2 more years of staying on the low end. And as Tennessee, as Miami, as San Francisco, as a whole bunch of these teams start doing, because what is the NFL doing? They're becoming a passing league, right? So what are teams doing more on defense? What are they investing in?
Corners
and safeties, right? So what's going to happen when these teams that are running, when these running powerhouse teams start beating everybody and winning Super Bowls because they have a clear advantage? What's the league going to do? They're going to get right back in the trenches. They're going to get right back in the linebackers, and teams going to be invested. The NFL is ebbs and flows, bro. That's just how it works. So that's why you can't notice. That's why the raise on the running backs and the receivers, it happens in stages. Like this era, running backs, the highest money you'll get is like 16, right? And now that value's going down. It's going to go down to about 12 or something like that once these contracts fades out.
Isn't McCaffrey in the 20s?
Probably. But you're going to always have the one. You're going to always have the 2 to 3 outliers. I'm talking about the norm, right? So then what's going to happen is these receivers are getting contracts we never seen before, right?
30.
Now, when their value starts going down because the league is offsetting it with corners and these guys don't put up $20, $30 million numbers, that number is going to start to come down and the running back number is going to start to creep back up again. And it's just going to, so what happens is they do grow in value, but it's at a slower pace because it's ebbs and flows. When the running back is down, the value is not growing. But when it goes up, Before the average was 16, now it's 17. But then it comes back down, and when it goes back up, now the average is 18. When it go, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But then when you get to the quarterbacks, it just keeps going up because they also have to steal money from somebody else too. So you have to ask yourself, where is the quarterback taking money from? Because they're taking money from positions. What positions on the team aren't being, you see what I mean? It's a science to this, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You have to understand the nature of the league in that moment. What worked 3 years ago is not the essence of the league anymore. And it's going to keep changing. That's why your general manager has to be up with the change. We're going to a running game. Let me tell you the positive about Miami. The league is about to shift to a running game in about 2024, 2025 on forward. Most don't see it yet. They're still chasing what the era that's already completed. They just got 2 more years to phase out. Brady airing it out. Aaron Rodgers airing it out. Patrick Mahomes bringing it in, airing it out. Watson, Josh Allen. All you getting is these air out quarterbacks. Now all the teams are like, let's chase that. And every time you chase that, once you finally get it, you look, oh my gosh, the running backs have been going off for 2 years now, and it's getting even worse. We need to catch up over there. Don't be the team that's behind. Be the team that's already going with the flow. And Mike McDaniel said that in his press conference. He said, well, if you look, this league goes in spurts. Right now it's a passing league, but if we could run the ball and dominate, we're going to lead that era, and we got a better chance of beating other people, catching other people off guard. He didn't say those exact words, but that's what he meant when he said something in his press conference recently. And that's what's promising about this team. We need to be a running powerhouse and let those guys stretch the field and take advantage at times deep. But we need to get ahead of the curve the next 2 years running the ball.
So
I mean, why do you think Tennessee has been able to do what they've been doing? They ain't going to the playoffs off the back of their passing game, really. They've been running the ball. Teams are so equipped for the secondary now. Now you got to bring these small secondary guys in the box, and then you hit them with the play action. A.J. Brown, Tannehill start to get his the throw going. That's the new era. Tennessee just been there longer than everybody.
So I like that. So which one would you do right now, though?
Exactly what we're doing.
No, I'm saying
focus on running the ball.
Right. I'm saying with the center, would you take JC or are you looking to drive?
I mean, I'm trying to go get JC because we got a small window.
Oh, that's what I like.
I'm not playing around like this. Y'all keep the conversation going. I'm gonna be back in a few minutes.
I actually got to head out to TD. I got a meeting at 1. But
all right, I appreciate
all love,
it.
all positivity. Bless all y'all. See y'all later.
All right, I'm gonna drop the link for anybody else that want to come in on the conversation. I'll hit you up, Triple S. Appreciate you, homie.
All right.
I'm gonna drop the link if anybody else want to come in the conversation. I'm gonna be back in like 5 minutes, y'all.
All right.
But GG, you there?
He got his mute off, look like.
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, y'all can chop it up for a little, man. Just keep it. Oh, hold on. Y'all just keep it respectful. I'll be back in literally like 5 minutes.
All right.
Yeah, give me like 2 minutes too. You going in and out?
Yeah, he kind of going a little bit of in and out. Well, he said
I'll be back in 5 minutes. I'm gonna end this stream. I'm gonna start a brand new one. That way I can get other people in.
All right.
All right. I'll be back, y'all. 5 minutes. I'll be live.